Okay, superstars, let's teach you how to take a medical wellness history and how to biohack. So fundamentally, you want to start top down. So these are the key questions that we want to ask in a medical wellness history. So we start with the brain and we turn around and say, how's your sleep? How many hours of sleep do you get? 5 to 6, 3 to 4, 7 to 9. Do you wake up in the middle of the night looking at your phone? Do you feel like you can get awakened quite easily? Do you get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom? When you fall asleep, do you feel like you're in deep sleep that you can't wake up? When you wake up, do you feel refreshed, or do you feel like you want to fall asleep or have an afternoon nap, or you need like a Mars bar in the afternoon to get that energy up? Do you actually feel refreshed from your sleep? So that's the first question about sleep. Next, we still stick to the brain and we ask about your mood. What's your mood like? Is it irritable? Does it go up and down? Have you ever been diagnosed with depression or anxiety? Have you ever had panic attacks? Have you ever been on medication? Because now we're looking at your trigger factors in terms of the neurotransmitters that are going through your brain to turn around and see if we have to optimize you. Then we look at performance and concentration, because everyone, and this is a question I laugh at because I ask this question quite openly and I say, okay, if I asked you to carry out a task right now, would you be able to carry out this task with 140% concentration without worrying about, well, you know, who's messaged you, who's on WhatsApp, who's calling you, what you're going to eat for dinner tonight? So you're completely focused. And everyone, there isn't anyone who doesn't say, yeah, I'm fine, I can focus. But when I give them a task, they literally are wired and tired and a little bit running on empty. So that's your performance and concentration. Again, we're still looking at the brainwave activity in the brain to see what we need to optimize should you have any impairment in there. Then we turn around and we ask about energy. We say, you know, do you have dips in energy? Do you feel like you get fatigued easily? Do you feel like you need a power nap in the afternoon? Have you been diagnosed with any medical conditions which will give you low energy, such as thyroid problems or anemia or anything like that? Then we move to your immune system. We turn around and say, you know, are you run down with coughs and colds? Have you ever had COVID? Do you suffer from long COVID? Do you get run down quite easily? Do you travel a lot? Are you on a plane every other week? Are you in multiple different countries? What's your immune system like? Is it optimized, or do we need to optimize it? Okay? Because if you're not sleeping at night, then you're not actually repairing your immune system, because your gut repairs your immune system and your brain repairs your immune system as well. And then we move on and we turn around from your immune system. We ask about your gut and we say, okay, do you have any, especially in this day and age, do you have any food intolerances? Have you ever been diagnosed with SIBO or irritable bowel syndrome or gut dysbiosis, which a lot of people have nowadays? Do you feel like you bloat easily after you eat? Do you have any problems with constipation or diarrhea? Do you have true inflammatory, which is a medical term, inflammatory bowel disease, or any medical gut problems such as celiac or anything like that, true intolerance? Because then if you don't have a healthy gut, you don't have a happy mind, because your gut produces serotonin, the happy hormone, right? And then we turn around and we move a little bit further down and we ask about your fertility. Have you had your family? Are you starting your family? Have you completed your family? What are your thoughts? So if you're someone who's not in a relationship and you're dating the world and you're still looking for the love of your life, we turn around and say, well, you know, have you looked at egg freezing? Have you had your fertility check? So we have these very open conversations because we're still looking at the inside, because fundamentally we're practicing doctors. Then we move a little bit down and we look at libido. Yeah, how's your libido? How does your partner feel? How do you feel? And most people who are wired and tired, running on empty, would turn around and have poor sleep, would turn around and say, I have low libido. Some people don't admit to it, so we kind of push them, because if they have that pattern of behavior which is consistent with adrenal fatigue, we know that your libido will be low as well, because you're wired and tired, you're running on empty. And after libido, we ask about weight loss or weight gain issues. Are you someone who's trying to lose weight? Has your metabolism slowed down? Do you feel like you have mid-abdominal weight gain? Do you have metabolic syndrome? Are you predisposed to diabetes? Have you tried to hack your metabolism, you know, with the upsurge of Ozempic, Mounjaro, Saxenda? Are you someone who's quite thin and you can't gain weight easily and can't gain muscle easily? So these are the kind of questions we ask. And then what we'll do is we'll evaluate the pattern of symptoms, and then there are typical patterns that we could turn around and say, oh, this fits in adrenal fatigue with testosterone deficiency, or adrenal fatigue with estrogen dominance, or, you know, you've got mitochondrial dysfunction, or, you know, you've got insomnia from your brain, or your alpha waves are weaker in terms of your brain activity, or your immune system's impaired with long COVID. So we would turn around and find a pattern and turn around and say, what 3 symptoms would you like to optimize? Where would you like to move the needle? And I'll give you some examples. A CEO of a hedge fund who's wired and tired and has to run on 3-4 hours of sleep because the markets are open 24 hours, he's going to be wired and tired, running on empty, poor sleep. He wakes up quite easily, doesn't get into deep restorative sleep. He probably craves sugar, wakes up in the middle of the night, craves sugar, craves salt, has noticed he's got a bit of mid-abdominal weight gain, has noticed he can't concentrate as well, got a little bit of brain fog, his mood is irritated because he's not sleeping. And because of the stress response, either cortisol response in the adrenals make the sex hormones, so then his libido would be down a little bit. So in this kind of pattern, you've got in this kind of pattern, you've got adrenal fatigue with testosterone deficiency. And then you've got somewhere I have to move the needle in all these symptoms. And then, so he'll say to me, Dr. Vali, I want to perform on 3 to 4 hours sleep in deep restorative sleep so I have no impairment on my cortisol function. And then we can look at someone like an athlete. An athlete would want to use their energy factory, their mitochondria, at 140% capacity because they want to take in energy and recover fast. In, out, in, out. The mitochondria is the energy factory of every single cell, and ATP is the cellular currency of energy. So what they do is they turn it around and biohack, it's legal doping, they biohack their energy factory to perform, to take in energy and recover faster. So take it in fast and recover faster from foods and stuff like that. But a normal human would actually use their mitochondrial function at 60 to 70%. So these are the kind of interventions that we would look at in terms of moving the needle.